this hashtag basically enabling fat people to be fat?
Yes, it could be seen that way, if that's the way you want to word it.
That's the way I see it. I mean, for us as individuals, I don't see us having any shame in telling each other or people in our lives that they got an issue or they got a problem.
That was going to be my follow-up question. We're talking about society as a whole, but individually, do you have a problem telling people, don't go there, your breath smells, you're too big, etc.?
Me personally, I don't have a problem. Maybe I might word it differently. Sometimes I can be harsh in the way I say things, but my heart is in a good place. Like, simple, your breath is humming a little bit.
I know that. I know that. I've been at work all day long. I breathe in your direction on purpose.
Yeah, my nose hairs are serious.
I'm trying to rearrange your face.
But I'm serious. Toothpaste is a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects. Welcome to the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. This is episode number 13. I am the charismatic Stavros boss, and I'm welcoming you to this podcast. Why are you looking at me like that?
You looked around like you were scared.
Because
I'm the charismatic Stavros boss.
Yes. AKA the truth. And in the room with me, we have Mr. Wolf.
Yes, what's happening, people? We're happy to be here as per usual. And it's good to be in the company of my kings. And very much looking forward to everybody's feedback after this, man.
You know what? I think Mr. Wolf has a signature. There's a breath that he takes before he says something. Always.
Yeah, Steph said that last time. Yes,
like,
Webbs breaking.
Like.
And have you introduced yourself, man?
I haven't even introduced my Simple
Yeah,
Simons
me,
in the building.
yeah.
You heard, man.
Okay, Simple Simon.
What? Everybody's just jumping
man.
shit.
We
Simple
jump shit,
Simon.
man. Like, what?
Start again because Mans was overlapping you, so I'll speak on
I
it.
said Simple Simons in the building. You heard me.
Wahala.
Wahala is here. Evening, people. Good morning, people. Afternoon, people.
And last but not least, we have DJ Webslinger.
When two tribes go to war,
Yes.
money's all that you can score.
Yes.
Let's go to war. Go to war. It's episode 13. She feels it in her spleen, damn it. Was good. It's your boy Webbs. Yow.
Why did you add that
well, a
pussycat?
kitty cat.
No,
well, a
that was
kitty
supposed to be the
cat
popcorn, didn't it? That was supposed to be popcorn, didn't it? It's supposed to be yeah.
Oh, that isn't what you were trying to do, was it?
It was.
Nah, brother, come on. You sound like one puss. One pussy cat that... You know the cat that don't get fed? Straight cat. It's like, yow.
Oh, kitty cat.
He does sound like somebody stepped on his foot when he's like, yow. All right.
That's unique sounds. Isn't
I don't
it?
know why popcorn does that sound.
But it's, I don't know why anyone makes any like. Who come up with ooh?
That's E-double-E, man.
Yeah, but how did you come up with that?
What, but that's from Street Fighter, though,
Because it's
isn't
from
it?
Street Fighter.
Or from when man
And the
gets
house
Yeah,
was
that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Ooh, when you get beaten.
But why did you think to put that in a lyric though?
Because it's a bad man
it's
song.
just-
He's a bad
genius.
man. He's rapping.
It's a wicked sound effect.
It is though. It's mad.
Who's got the best like ad-libs stroke sound effects?
Gigs.
What?
Hallelujah, morphine. You got the best ones, man.
Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, Buster's got some good.
Yeah.
Puffy's got some good ones as well.
I do like Rick
Yeah.
Ross's one, though.
Take that.
Actually,
My daughter makes that sound, you know.
no.
We call her Rashida Ross.
DMX was good. No, it wasn't just that. It was what?
Yeah.
Homo. Yeah.
Mr. Wolf has got a confession.
What's that?
I like the ad libs in Panda.
I think everybody does.
Jay-Z's got some good levels. Yeah, it's your boy.
Jay-Z's what ad-libs a lot
is
of.
no.
That's probably his weakest trait. For me, I like Gigs' ad-libs, man.
I'll tell you who's got the best ad libs.
Theme.
Now that everybody's got their riff-raff out of the way. Noriega.
Yeah, Nori. I was gonna say Nori as well.
Noriega
yeah, he talks,
actually
innit?
talks
Yeah.
underneath the track.
Jericho, innit? That's the one.
That is the one.
That is the one. He talked about the Jericho dude underneath the track. He said this person's name, and then underneath it goes Jericho.
You like sound like I used to meet such and such on the block. Yeah, Jericho. The one with the just so you know, it's different from the other dude. It's the one with the Jericho.
Yeah, you're right. Noriega's ad libs are mad. Melvin Flint was one of my. Well, it was one of his albums that he thought wasn't really good. I like that album so much.
I like that album too.
And-
man.
Melvin Flint was good, but it's just not Super Thug, man.
It-
Oh, sorry, Nori.
It
N-O-R-E.
Yeah, it wasn't N-O-R-E maybe, but I really liked Melvin Flint.
It was
And
slightly underrated.
It was underrated.
man. NRE was just so good. Man, just you know what it is about now recently, and I've been noticing it a lot recently. I noticed it with Stormzy. I noticed it with the Drake album. If the album starts right, if it starts with the correct song,
It makes a difference.
it makes a major difference.
Well, as we know, how you start something off makes a big difference.
Of course, yeah,
to
yeah.
How things
Yeah,
follow through.
yeah, of course.
I mean, if you want to start with a woman and you don't get that first pound in properly, it can just mess up the whole night. You know, it can mess it up.
That's
Whole
happened to me
relationship.
before, you know.
Yes.
I needed to have a second innings to put my name right.
Time out.
Yeah,
Time out.
Yeah, it's happened to me before.
And the best intro of all time is from the best album of the last 16 years, which is original Pirate Material by The Streets.
Oh, is that the one where he says 35th generation Roman?
35th generation Roman, but I don't know or care what I'm spitting. That's
So what? Is he not
That's
gonna
it.
come back
That's
out
it.
or nothing?
right there.
No,
right there.
he's left music, man.
Skinner might
So,
come back.
so
man.
that's it.
like, he DJs and stuff.
He
and-
does like festivals, innit?
Mm.
That's all the money is now, innit? The festivals and stuff.
Man don't want to bring no
But-
album out.
Nah, I don't know if that's the best. I don't know if that's my favorite anyway.
Go on then.
I loved the Jay-Z's second album, A Million and One Questions, and the two Primo ones.
No, he's talking about
Okay.
intros here.
Yeah,
Yeah. Man, yeah.
I love that. I love those.
But
two.
is that even as good as one of his other albums with?
No. Oh,
Because
sorry.
remember- hold on,
The
hold on.
Dynasty. Dynasty is the best intro song ever. I love it.
That is a good one.
I love it.
That is a good one.
What tune was that, bro?
That's Dynasty, and the Dynasty album is the first track.
Mm.
I don't even know what it's called. Tattoos on my arms, on my brothers. He smashed it. For me, that might be my favorite. But I do love A Million One Questions and the other Primo one.
Yeah, I guess.
Motherfuckers can't rhyme no more, like crime no more. Cause I'm so raw. What are you talking about?
Do. All right, that's enough with the music, I guess. All right, let's jump into the first question. It was sent in to us by a listener. Thank you very much. I'm going to actually read it verbatim if I can just open my phone. Here we go. So a man said
word.
he has been with his wife for years. And if she now said, so you know this one is a F. And if she now said she wanted plastic surgery, he would feel like he has failed as a man. Because part of his role is to empower his woman to feel good about herself. What's your take on this?
Your role is to empower your woman.
I don't know. That bit there is something to discuss as well. I think after
Which
that,
is what?
your role as a man to empower your woman to feel good.
Well, let's flesh it all out. Let's talk about it all. So, first of all, let's go to Web Slinger. What's your view on this? Come on, my son.
I was
Get in.
actually
Don't be
thinking
afraid.
about the question again. I'm gonna have to go backwards and then go forwards. It is
That is usually the case with you.
yeah, it's usually. I think it is a man's role per se to empower your woman. Both of you are there to lift each other up in the relationship.
Yes.
So I think it's a 50-50 thing. What was the first part of the question?
Okay, they've been together for some time, and she wants to have plastic surgery. Does he feel the ways about it? Does he feel like he's
You
not
just let
really,
her down.
yeah?
As a man.
Because he should make her know that she doesn't need plastic surgery. No, you're beautiful, you're delicious, and you're scrumptious, and you don't need plastic surgery. And if you feel that you need it, then I've let you down.
Oh, shut your cake hole.
And have a cuppa. Are we answering this hypothetically, or are we talking if it's our own personal relationships?
Whatever, man, whatever.
In a relationship, it's your job to make sure your woman is catered for in every way.
Cater for you.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, everyly. So if she's feeling the need that she has to... Everyly? Dairily. If she's feeling the need that she needs to have plastic surgery to make herself better, I think she has an internal problem and that needs to be sorted out. So it's a self-conscious thing. Because sometimes you have plastic surgery to fix what's on the outside when really the damage is on the inside.
Ooh, you got all deep with it there.
You need Jesus.
Put a little bass in your voice.
You need Jesus.
But you just said it's your job to make her feel all of that stuff. And now you're saying it's her fault. Make up your mind.
No, it is a man's job to make sure his woman's good. But if there's something wrong with your self-esteem and your man can't help you with that, then speak to the village.
It's called self-esteem.
I don't think it's a man's.
Esteem of yourself.
I don't think it's a man's job. I think that is a man's, that he can partake in it and he can join in helping her feel better about herself. But I don't think it's his job completely. In the situation regarding the question, I just think, boy, I wouldn't take it personally if my woman decided that she wanted to take plastic surgery.
You wouldn't feel a concern in any way.
I wouldn't take it personally. I wouldn't think it's my responsibility, and that's the reason why she's going to take plastic surgery, because I didn't big her up. I just think that's nonsense.
No, we're not saying it's your concern or it's your responsibility, but you don't feel in any way within the relationship.
That was what the question said, wasn't it?
Well, the question asked, because part of his role is to empower his woman to feel good about herself. So do you feel that's, for one, do you feel that's a role of a man? And then for two, do you feel that you've neglected, and also reflected that role?
Distracted from that role.
I think that, as I said, I think it's partially a man's role to make a woman feel good about herself, but you can't do that all on your own. If she has issues with herself, you can only discuss those issues with her and tell her what you feel about those issues. Sometimes you might actually share the same issues that she's got about herself anyway. Ooh. Which, again, I don't know how you deal with that. You got to be honest and tell her the truth.
I think I've got an ugly nose. I do too, baby.
I also don't like... Yeah, but you know what I mean? She might think that her nose is quite wide, and her nose might actually be quite wide. And you might tell her, you know what, your nose is wide. That is the truth.
Baby, on a scale of 1 to wide, your nose is, very wide.
1 to wide. But you know what I mean? So I don't know. But I think that it is a shared responsibility. I don't think it's a responsibility of the man to just make her feel good about herself in that capacity. Because sometimes with a woman, it doesn't matter how much you tell her that she looks a certain way. If she's in and men as well actually, but I'm dealing with obviously a woman. You don't know how many times you tell them that, they're gonna take from that discussion what they want, because they're gonna feel a certain way, and what they feel is gonna overpower what you say anyway. That's honest.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's a man's role. The idea that it's a man's role to me is a bit scary, because that sounds like a complete dictatorship. It does. Like, yeah, it's a man's role to now.
It's part of his role, not the complete role.
Yeah, in relationships you have roles.
Yeah, but I don't think boosting somebody's self-esteem is part of your role.
Nah, you got to help with people's self-esteem at times, man. Even though that sounds dumb because it says self-esteem. So clearly it's yourself that's meant to have.
Gotta do it yourself.
But what I mean is, like, obviously you're not supposed to denigrate the image of your woman to your woman, but is it part of your role to actively campaign to promote? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Are you being honest about how you feel about her aesthetic, or are you doing what people do?
You should have flyers and picket sticks and
that's what I mean. Like, doing
what
what people do, where they over exaggerate stuff. Like, someone puts a picture up on social media, they're doing it for attention, and you go, "Oh, you look fantastic" or whatever, and then somebody else, you look at the person objectively and like, why are they doing that?
Well, your partner, I would say, doing that is ridiculous, because they must know you by now. They must know when you're being disingenuous and when you're being honest.
No.
See, I'm using them big words, them simple thesaurus words there.
Nope.
It's called disingenuous. But
I think that
no, I said the correct.
This is
Don't worry, web slinger. I made the same mistake where I corrected somebody with the wrong word too. So just take that on the chin and let's move on. Mr. Wolf.
I think that in a relationship, part of the relationship for a man and a woman is to empower each other. I can't see a relationship surviving a course without a man uplifting his woman and a woman uplifting her man. I think that's just a common thing. And if you don't do that, then I don't know, depending on the person that you are, I mean, I think there's some individuals who don't care to hear anything from their woman or not, but I know that there are some, maybe some on this table, but I do think that a good woman helps to uplift her man in certain difficult times. Obviously, a man has his own egos and certain things that may need stroking, but I think that there are certain situations in life that he may not share with his friends, or he or she keeps within themselves, but only shares it with their partner. And I just think that there's certain situations where in a relationship, a man should empower the woman should empower the man, try to uplift them and get the best out of them.
So if your message is like, Mr. Wolf, what I want to tell you is that you're always on time, and it makes me feel fantastic.
Why does Mr. Wolf's woman sound like Mr. Wolf?
I reckon they met off a shared point of view, innit?
I just think that there's Wahala. I think that there's certain times when maybe procrastination may be an issue, and a woman can help to encourage her man.
Stop being lazy, you past it.
Yeah, or health may be an issue, and they try to get them into
get
the
round
gym
track.
or whatever.
You're lazy bastard.
You know, so I just think that there's certain areas in a relationship where it is a norm.
Put Jammy Dodger down, you lazy bastard.
For a man, it's normal for a man or woman to empower each other.
I'm very interested. I want us to answer the question because obviously she's asked us.
And it's a two-parter. So the bit about, do you feel like less of a man because she wants to have plastic surgery?
And sorry, I didn't answer that bit. Yeah, no, I don't feel less of a man. I think it is an internal issue that that she has got to deal with herself, really. And like I said before, I've mentioned this before to my boys, that it doesn't matter what you say to a woman. Sometimes you can tell her that she looks good in a dress 1,000 times, or that her butt looks good, or her eyes look good, or her eyebrows
your
don't
eyes
need,
look good.
her eyebrows don't need plucking or whatever. Do you understand? But they're always going to go the full length to pluck their eyebrows, or to put the makeup on, or to complain about their butt.
Women don't get dressed for or get dressed up for their men anyway. They don't get dressed up for their men.
Does a woman ever?
I think some women do.
No, they get dressed up for other women.
But some women do it for their man. Trust me.
Does a woman ever want to hear that their butt looks good in? Like, is that something that a woman ever wants to hear?
I think there's things that women want to hear.
Yes.
About themselves. Yeah.
Can I ask you?
Unequivocally, yes.
Can I ask you, Mr. Will, because you mentioned this empowering of a man type thing. How would you like your woman to empower you? And I want to ask the rest of the man then. How would you like your woman to empower you in your relationships?
I think this can be boiled down to even children, you know. I think just
everything comes back to children.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Their father.
Trust me. I think regardless,
the Holy Ghost.
Regardless of whether you're a child or whether you're an adult, I think positivity and speaking positive things into the minds of people is somewhat underestimated. Do you understand? And I think that when people say bad things, sometimes it gets blown out. But when people say the good things, sometimes it's just taken in the air and maybe it comes out the other, not realizing the real impact that is having on a person. So in relation to the question, I don't know, I just want my woman to tell me that I'm worthy of greatness, that I'm capable of doing anything, and that I should aspire to be great and to be a king. Something like that.
So what if you miss those aspirations? What if you don't get to that aspiration?
You got to try. I'm a trier. And I'll always try to be great, regardless of whether a woman ask me or tell me to do it or not.
And when it comes to the children,
As a father,
that's what I do. That's what I do with my children.
You know it's coming.
I will always bring the kids in. I always tell my daughter, especially when it comes to her hair, for example, I tell her how great her hair was, because there was a time where she thought that straight long hair was great hair, and maybe her hair wasn't. You understand? So it took me and her mum to convince her that, listen, your hair is great and you're beautiful the way that you are. And I don't think that should be underestimated. Maybe perhaps young black girls need to hear that a little bit more.
I think we all agree on that one.
Yeah, I'll go cosign.
All right, Stavros will answer the original question. I don't feel it's my fault, or I don't feel less of a man if my woman wants to have some sort of surgery to do something to her body. That's some issue that she clearly has, because I big my woman up constantly. So if she wants to do something like that, I don't feel like it's my fault. I don't see why a man would, unless you're that type of man to put your woman down a lot. If you put your woman down a lot and then she says, I want to change my belly because you keep talking about my gut and how fat I am, so now I'm going to go get one of these surgeries that makes my belly smaller or stops me from eating or whatever, then yeah, you can say it's your fault. You can say I had a part to play in this. But I'm not that kind of man, so that's not me, for one. And then touching on what Wahala said about what do you want from your woman in terms of what was it? What's the word?
Empower you.
Yeah, empower. I am big on being getting affirmation from my wife. Big on it, or from my partner.
Love languages we're talking about now.
He's a narcissist.
So you want her to be praising Stav, King Stavros.
I've told my woman this, and I've told other people this actually, and this is something I've learned about myself. What people expect from me is often what they get. So coming up, people always expected me to, and I'm talking about friends and whatnot, not necessarily family. Expected me to, like, I would never let them down. And because they expected that, I could never let them down. It was like a circle where, because you expected it, I delivered, and because I delivered, you expected it, and it goes round in that circle. And I feel that if somebody expects me to not do something, or you're gonna flop in this section or this arena, then I just feel less incentive to actually to follow through and do the best I can. If you feel that when I ask Stavros to bring home the bacon, make money, he will do it. And yes, you can do this, Stav. What are you squinting at the eyes with?
I don't know where you're going with this.
Well, then let me finish then, innit?
Yeah, I didn't say anything. I'm just looking at you.
When you expect me to do well, and you say it and you believe it, because it's not even necessarily what you're saying. It's what I know. It's what you believe. Then I follow through on that. So you say, my man will never let me down. He will always bring home money. He will always, I will never be broke. Then I'll always bring home that money. It's like, there's nothing, I can never let you down. But if it's just that, yeah, I've told him to do this, but he ain't going to do it. He's going to fix something. I've asked him to fix the sink, the shower. And he ain't going to do it. Stavros is lazy like that. Then I don't feel no incentive to do that. So the affirmation that you're not giving me means that I don't
Such
follow
a backwards
through.
human being.
If you say Stavros will never fail, then I'll never fail. If you say Stavros ain't going to do it, then I don't do it. You get what you ask from me, basically.
Wow.
That's what it is. And you can call it backwards, but I've realized in life that is the kind of person, that's how it works with me. It's not even a conscious thing. I've just, looking back on my life, I've realized that's what happens.
Fair enough.
So Stavros, I want you to always believe in me, because then it's like, it gives me something to live up to. And maybe you can say you shouldn't have to live up to what somebody's asking from you. You should have your own, your own levels and your own sights and do it yourself. And that's fine. But I kind of live through my partner. I'm the type of person where what she wants is more important than what I want. So I can't live off what I want. I live off what she wants. And that's always where I've been. So that's that.
And I bet that she's like that with you.
Sound like a parasite. I feed off her.
I don't think you should take it that way. I think there's many better ways you can take it than looking at it like that.
Mr. Anderson,
Stavros.
organisms.
Go ahead.
I believed in you once, and you let me down.
Which is
The photo. I did believe in you. We had a bet, and I said
no.
Stav would
But
do
I
it.
took the bet back, and that was that.
I said Stav would do it, and you let me down.
All right.
I don't know
Just-
how you can take a bet
I
back.
never
No,
had. I
because-
never had faith
How
in
can you
him
make
that
a
he
bet
would
and
do
take it back?
I stopped it. I've cancelled it.
How can you cancel a
You
bet?
can't
Yeah, but I did
cancel
it.
a bet.
It's not like I left it years and years. I stopped it straight away. You guys just didn't hear it, and then that was that.
Nobody heard it.
For people that for people that. All right. What happened? What had happened was before Stavros got married. I said I'm gonna lose some weight, and there was a picture of some dude and
Street fitness guy.
We will put that up on Instagram.
and I said my body's gonna be like him by the time I get married.
He was doing calisthenics.
And everybody said, well, not everybody, but
Wahala wasn't there, by the way.
Simple Simons.
It was in the pub, innit?
Wahala
Yeah.
wasn't there.
Yeah, and so we were in a pub somewhere, and and the people that were there said, Stavros always follows through. He doesn't lie. If he says he's gonna do that, he's gonna do it. I have faith in him.
No, whoa,
And-
whoa.
Apart from one person,
No, it was the other way around. There was two people that said, I think he would do it, and everybody else was saying you wouldn't. Everyone was laughing.
but there was but the reason why I can categorically say that it changed is because there was a bet of £500. Yes,
Yeah.
and they didn't take the bet up. I said I will do the £500, and they said no. Yes, are we agreed on that?
They said no.
And that was the end of it. Then, so for some reason, you guys seem to think that because I said
Actually,
let's-
£500. There was no money in
yeah,
it.
yes,
There was.
yes.
there was.
So this is the point. £500 bet. I said I'll
I
do it.
think that was with
Swift,
was Swift there?
Swift.
So Swift
Yes.
was there and Prezi.
That's
Prezi.
the point. They said the
Yeah, yeah.
They said the £500, and
Yeah,
I said because they brought it up. You said I'll give you £500 if they. I said done, and then they said no. They later on they said I ain't doing it. And I said okay then, and that was the end of the bet.
I don't
But-
recall them saying no. But
I don't
yes, they did.
I don't even recall the
Yes,
money.
they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I'm telling you, they did. Well, you don't even recall the money. I'm telling you, they did. So I don't get why all of a sudden, you flopped on the bet. I didn't flop on the bet. The bet was null and void from the beginning.
You flopped.
Anyways, let's continue with the question.
So
Simples.
shit. I actually forgot
Yes.
what the question was.
And you forgot about the bet as well.
How would you want your woman to empower you?
Oh, to empower me.
Yeah, because you answered the first question already, haven't you?
Yeah. I don't really know how my woman could empower me.
You're self-empowered. Solar.
Get me solar energy and that hotep. I don't know. I really don't know how. I'm thinking about it. I don't really know how my woman could empower me.
So
Answer someone else. Answer
in the
I'm
relationship
thinking
that you're
about-
in now,
Yeah,
there's never been a time where you felt empowered by your woman.
like
As an emotional support system.
there's words of affirmation. Do anything to you.
You're a really good father. You're a really good partner. You're a really good cook. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not the affirmation words of affirmation thing. I don't think that's really me. I'm more of a. I would be more taken aback by an action rather than you saying it. Like you saying stuff to me about how good I've done something. Don't get me wrong. There's a small part of me that's like, okay, I'm gauging what somebody from the outside is seeing of what I'm doing, and yeah, I can appreciate that, but it's not something that is energizing for me. Do you know what I mean? Like throwing verbal affirmations towards me isn't energizing for me. It doesn't make me feel, oh yeah, I can run through another 20 brick walls now because you said this to me, kind of thing. But if somebody were to show me in action, and the action doesn't have to be big inflated things, it's just small things that I would consider to be important, then that would have a better effect than you talking words of affirmation.
Do you know what your love language is?
Silence.
Shut your blood clot.
Webs.
Do you know what the 5 are?
I know what the 5 is. Affirmation, touch,
Acts of service. Which
acts
is
of service.
what you
Yeah.
just spoke about.
Which is-
Sounds so sleazy.
What?
Acts of service.
Hey, can you talk my love language? What is it? Acts of service.
Gifts.
I don't. Yeah, gifts. Sorry, gifts again are not something. That
And then there's another one I can't remember.
what's that?
I'm sure Stavros would find that for us. Whilst
Webs.
answers
I
the
did
question.
answer the question. I was the first
Yeah,
person.
he did.
Oh,
Have
what?
you?
No, he wasn't the first person to answer this question.
But he has.
But I
answered.
did answer it.
No, you haven't.
I did answer it.
About how she empowers you. You haven't answered it.
You haven't answered the empowering question. It's true.
Whilst you think about it,
How does my woman empower me?
How does a woman empower Satan?
She brings me the souls of the damned. Yeah, just by like Stav said and Mr. Wolf said, positive affirmation,
Wow.
telling me I'm a good man.
Oh God.
I'm sensitive. I'm caring. I'm understanding, and I do well.
Oh,
Are you the clitoris?
I don't like all of that, man.
I am not the clitoris. That is a title that only
Stavros.
exclusive
Stavriki.
to the Black Star Stav.
Yes.
Yes. Emotional king. But no. Yeah.
What are those love languages, man?
Love languages, Stav?
Words of affirmation,
Yes.
acts of service, receiving gifts, physical touch, and quality time.
That's it. QT. I forgot about the QT.
You know, well, I'm done with. I don't even.
Yeah. Wahala. Speak on it. Wahala, please.
I'm not.
No speak of the language.
I'm not a big fan of the affirmation thing. I think because I already think I'm good already. I don't need that. It just sometimes it's just corny for me. I don't really want my mom to be good. What I don't want her to do is put me down. So obviously I don't want you to put me down, but I don't necessarily need you to pick me up either. I just prefer you don't say nothing about anything regarding that type of stuff. If you know what I mean.
Hey, you, shut up. Just shut up.
You don't have to shout, but I'm saying I don't need you did this so well.
It's not need or want.
Okay,
Because
I don't necessarily like it. I find it patronizing.
Even if you have done something good.
I expect to be done something good. I know I've done something good. I don't need you to tell me.
So if the person feels good and they want to just express it and tell you, is that deemed patronizing to you?
Depends the way it's been said to
No,
me.
but you know it's coming from a good place.
Exactly.
innit?
Yeah,
So-
but it depends the way it's been said. So it's like it depends on how you do it. So if it's like, oh, Wahala, it was so good what you did. You know, you washed those plates so well. You know what I mean? Something like I'm just like, oh, you know, no, but for somebody,
Wahala, you ate that food so quickly.
but for somebody like your missus or your partner,
There's
something
no more meat on the
something
bone.
something that you do wrong all the time, or they feel you do wrong all the time.
There's
When you
no
do it
more bone.
right, that's when they tend to tell you, oh, I'm glad that you did that right. I'm glad you put the washing in the correct way this time, or stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the affirmation stuff. Yeah. What was the other ones you got there? I'm not a big fan of the quality time thing either. I just spend time with you. I don't really need
acts of
the quality
service, receiving gifts, quality time, physical touch. I think people say everyone's got free, and you should deal with the free.
Can I ask then, with relation to the quality time thing, for you, it's not a big deal. What if it was for your missus?
Then I'll spend the time with it. But for me,
Whilst being on your phone on Twitter.
Would you spend would you spend the time begrudgingly?
no. If you want to spend time with each other, then you spend time with it. But my thing is this: as long as you're in the house and you're safe, I'm okay. Doesn't matter where you are in the house, as long as you're okay and you're safe. That's the most important thing for me.
But what we have, this is regarding to the love language. What we have to remember is, okay, we've identified what our love language is, but what the important thing is to identify what their love language is, and then try to fit it. And if your missus identifies that your love language is, which one was it?
Quality
Was it
time,
quality
affirmation of.
It wasn't quality time. It was
Quality time.
You said quality
affirmation,
time.
receiving
I haven't
gifts,
told anybody what my affirmation is or hers
touch.
No, he's shifted now to love languages.
or whatever the long. I haven't told anybody what language.
What do you feel out of those 5, the 3 top ones are for you?
Out of the 5, touch.
Yes.
What's the other ones?
Quality time, receiving gifts, acts of
He
service.
says it with anger.
I don't like receiving gifts.
You that don't like being touched.
I don't like being touched by you people. But when that's the thing that calms me down. See, you are talking about being energized. I like to be calmed down. Does that make sense?
Yes, David.
Cause Hulk smash.
David Banner.
I like to be calmed down because I'm already on a hype thing most times. So when I lie down or when I sit down, I want to be calmed down to the point where I feel relaxed. Relax.
Too frank.
So physical touch and
Physical touch.
not receiving gifts.
I don't like receiving
not words
gifts.
of affirmation.
I don't like words of affirmation.
Acts
not,
of service.
Not quality time.
What is acts of service?
Well, on the picture here, they have somebody bringing a plate of food.
Okay.
And you're gonna co-sign that, innit, bro?
That's like
Man
perfect.
said okay.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. So food then.
I'll take
So-
anybody's food they give it to me.
Massaging, cooking
But
for
then the
you.
thing about like, even that, I'm not a big thing.
Making your bed,
Doing your laundry.
See, no, I don't like that stuff.
Ironing.
Whatever you like.
I don't like all of that stuff. Like I can make my own bed. I can do all of that stuff. I sound like one independent woman. I can do my own bed. But,
Whatever you like.
but
Whatever you like.
Like for me, I'm very. I know I'm very difficult with all this stuff because I don't mind you cooking for me, but I might not want you to dish my food.
Whatever food you like.
I'm probably like I'll be telling her, don't dish my food. I'll dish my own food
Whatever you like.
and stuff like that. So I can be very. I don't know. I can be very
Difficult, mate.
Yeah, in these types of situations. When it comes to this,
You're difficult.
full
Full
stop.
stop.
No, I don't think so. But with these, definitely with these five something, whatever. I don't think I feel sorry for my partner because I don't really have these same.
Look at Stavros' face.
Well, how is that difficult?
I don't have these same things, man. The only one that stands out to me is touch. Everything else, I'm like,
Okay, fair enough.
All right. Let's move on to the next question. All right. So, moving on from the image of feeling that you need plastic surgery, there's a hashtag going around. Well, a couple of hashtags going around Twitter. There was one a few days ago. It was a big guy Twitter, and I think as a response to that, there's been big thigh Twitter and slim girl Twitter. And basically, one side of the spectrum is very slim girls, and they're promoting themselves, their skinny bodies, and the other side is big thigh Twitter, so it's women with big thighs, and really they're big all over. So,
sorry, I love the way that they're equating one thigh to a whole human being. One thigh
big
equals
thigh.
one woman,
Well,
or one thin woman.
yeah,
Is
no,
that how big the thigh is? The size of a woman.
I didn't see any pictures of chicken. Let's put it that way. So,
Buffalo.
what it has been stated to us is that on one side, it's all right to say to very slim or skinny women that you need to put on weight, you need to eat better, you need to because you're not healthy. That's too slim. But on the other side, people feel afraid or ashamed to tell the very large women, aka obese, that you need to stop eating such food or
And
you need
men.
to eat healthier. And women, sorry, because we're talking about the women, that's why I went in that direction. I'm sorry. You need to stop eating as much, you need to exercise more, and you need to eat healthier. So basically the point is that in society got to the point now where you don't feel you can tell a large person that they need to be in shape because it's not healthy. It's dangerous to be that big. Are we at that point in society where the fat shaming is now more important than health?
Or you mean not to be seen to be fat shaming?
However you want to word it.
I think our social sensitivity has gone to an all-time high now. So unless you're saying, unless what you're saying is positive, how am I going to word this? If what you're saying isn't positive and isn't seen to be venerating somebody, then it's automatically seen as negative, and you then automatically become a pariah. So people generally don't want to say stuff like, you really shouldn't be eating, you should eat more healthily, you should, trying to lose weight for reasons of health, X, Y, Z, A, B, C. People don't want to say that stuff anymore because you just get shot down.
Or your breath stinks.
You can't say any of this stuff anymore. You just get shot down.
I think breath stinking has always been one that you couldn't really say, if I'm honest.
You can't say anything.
The thing with weight, is a very strange thing, right? Because there's fat people that's quite content in their weight. They're not necessarily happy with it, but they're content. They can go in their day-to-day business.
They can manage.
Yeah, and
Manage this one for me.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't go and be content with their fatness. I'm content with my fatness.
No, you're not.
I am. I'm content with it. As I said, it's not something that shifts my life, if you know what I mean. The reason why I go to gym is not necessarily to lose weight. Does that make sense? I go to gym to be able to keep up with people that are in shape, because the competitive nature of me doesn't want me to be the one that when you're running in the field, I'm the one that's behind everybody because I can't keep up.
Mass is gonna get us.
Yeah, if you know what I mean.
He gonna get me.
I don't want to be the one.
So hang on a minute. So what you're basically saying to me, is that you're in training for the zombie apocalypse.
in a way. So when we play, because we play football every Sunday, simple.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't want to be the one that goes and plays football and I can't last the whole 2 hours or 2.5 hours that we play.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person that's just telling you, I got to pull out because it's too much for me. So that's one of the biggest reasons I go to gym.
I'm turning into that person, you know.
Well, that's your business. You need to go to gym.
I'm getting fat, bruv.
I don't think you're getting fat at all.
Be quiet.
You're not getting fat. You're getting out of shape.
Bruv, I bust the crutches on my jeans. Real talk.
One of you guys, can you?
Is that not
Why are you showing me the hole in your jeans?
I don't know. I think that
Co-sign this hole. Co-sign it.
I think that society has got to that point though where people feel apprehensive to say things that are potentially even beneficial for somebody because of how they may take it, whether it be telling them that they shouldn't be with a man or a woman because they're treating them badly, or telling them stuff such as, you know, maybe you should change your job if you feel so oppressed or depressed being there, stuff like that, because of backlash or whatever. But definitely with the fat one, I think that people have taken it to another level where instead of even saying things that are negative, they're almost praising the bad thing.
Well, yeah, because this hashtag is meant to be a positive thing for the big fat one. Anyway, it's a positive thing for women to show that you don't have to try and attain to get to this unnecessary. Not the unnecessary. What is it? The unrealistic, portrait of the ideal woman.
So is this hashtag basically enabling fat people to be fat?
Yes.
It could be seen that way, if that's the way you want to word it.
That's the way I see it. I mean, for us as individuals, I don't see us having any shame in telling each other or people in our lives that they got an issue or they got a problem.
That was going to be my follow-up question. We're talking about society as a whole, but individually, do you have a problem telling people, don't go there, your breath smells, you're too big, etc.?
Me personally, I don't have a problem. Maybe I might word it differently. Sometimes I can be harsh in the way I say things, but my heart is in a good place. Like, simple, your breath is humming a little bit.
I know that. I know that. I've been at work all day long. I breathe in your direction on purpose.
Yeah, my nose hairs are serious.
I'm trying to rearrange your face.
But I'm serious. Toothpaste is a beautiful thing, you know. Or even chewing gum. But yeah, and Wahala's been dropping farts throughout the whole day. You know, it's stinking. But
I
it's
have
cool.
no issue with my farts.
You may not have an issue with your fart.
It's a perfume for your
Mr.
life.
Wolf almost died.
Bottle it and send it to your woman
Yes.
for
And
Valentine's.
the paint on my walls have died. So yeah, and you know, I've got no issue telling about about his blackness. It's all good.
Is that a bad thing? About his blackness?
Yeah.
It can be it sometimes.
Wow.
You do cause a shadow in the room, and it's terrible, man. You take away from the light.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think everybody's gonna say the same answer to
Consuela
that question.
says
though.
no. Get in my belly. Who's that fat bastard? Dude?
Yeah.
Fat bastard, man. And he was called a fat
He's
bastard.
called a fat bastard
I'll
because
go-
he
look,
was
look, the generation before us had this thing down pat. They would tell you about yourself.
standard.
One
they,
time.
But they would just say it. But now all this PC business has gone too far, man.
No, but that's the thing. The PC business hasn't gone too far because
Of course it has.
It's been put in a new light.
Yes, man, because the Macs have come and now they're taking over because they're taking the market share over the PCs because Macs are getting better
Look at
and,
this
and
guy.
more available. Mr. Wolf, go ahead.
What has Mr. Wolf got to say about this? I think that I would find it a little difficult to say those so-called negative things to people that are not close to me. You know, things that they should hear. If I was to say that to somebody that I'm not close to, perhaps they'll take it in the wrong way and may likely, depending on how they are, be offended by it. I'm the kind of person that is receptive to criticism. I don't mind it. Even if it's not from somebody who's so close to me, I can tell if it's coming from a negative place or from a positive place or from a place of love or not. If it's not, obviously it'll be an issue, and I'll know myself personally to know whether what they're saying is the truth. I know myself well enough. But in terms of those people that are close to me, the people that I love, my friends and my family, if they can't take my critique from me, then will tell them to F themselves, man. They can fuck off, basically. Seriously,
Tell them
because
twice.
tell them twice, because they should know who I am. They should know my background. and they should know that whatever I'm saying is coming from a place of love. So I should be able to tell my brethren and my family that if you are overweight, you are overweight, and you need to do something about it.
Webbs, you're the black Mr. Burns.
Yes, I am.
He's contemplating in his head as well. Look at him.
He was thinking about it.
All right, let's move on. Okay, a report or an article in the Telegraph has stated that parents of 15-year-olds are being arrested for leaving them unattended. All right, so more than 500 parents each year are arrested for leaving their children home alone. Startling new figures reveal. Parents who leave 15-year-old children alone for short periods are being arrested.
What's a short period?
On suspicion of neglect, it has emerged. They don't say. So I'm just going to say, is it neglect? And should you get in trouble with the law if you leave your 15 or 14-year-old child alone at home for 24 hours?
Mr. Wolf will touch on this quickly.
Maybe even a weekend.
Yeah.
You and your wife go away for the weekend. You're leaving on...
Is that what the kid says?
All
right,
right,
it's from
let's
24
do one
hours to like 48.
Okay, then
and
all right,
72.
let's stick with 24.
Okay. I mean, look, the way that society is now is that people have to work. Do you understand? And people have to work
for 24 hours.
To keep... No, there's certain times of the day that they may be at work for. I do shift patterns. Do you understand? So maybe at one time in the week that they may be doing a late shift, and they may be forced to leave their 15-year-old child, 15. They are technically a child, but come on. That they may need to leave that child in the house for a period of time for them to earn money, to keep a roof over their head, to keep food on the table and clothes on their back. The way that society is they're forcing people to work. They're taking all these tax credits and all of these things away to support people. And from that perspective, I think it's out of order. There are other situations where parents or so-called parents do neglect their kids, and they don't feed them, they don't clothe them, and they're out there maybe gallivanting and doing whatever. But me, Mr. Wolf, when I was young, I was left at home. I mean, I did have a couple of brothers and sisters, but but we were left at home.
Yeah, but how old are your brothers and sisters?
But I do know of single parent, single child parents that have one child who left their child at home and they just got on with it.
All right, if I'm going to be honest,
back in the day it was not an issue, and now it seems to be.
If I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's neglect, but I do think it's bad parenting to leave your 15-year-old child on their own for 24 hours.
Okay, do you think
24
police
hours
can be involved in this situation?
I don't think police needs to be involved, but I think it's bad parenting. I think somebody shouldn't.
If a neighbour called and said, "Listen,"
I can't let me say what I'm finished saying before you keep asking me more questions.
I just want you to feel what I feel whenever I'm talking.
All right, so to me, I think it's a bad parenting. The reason why I say I think it's bad parenting,
sign Mr. Clitoris,
is because 24 hours is a long period of time. So unless there's a big emergency as to why you've had to leave, you should have pre-planned somebody coming to look after your child. And I think the problem with us, as sometimes adults, is we don't want to decide when a child's a child and when the child's a big person. Like, there's certain things you'll be telling that 15-year-old, you're too small, you're too young, you're still a child. Why are you doing that? And then now we're saying that it's fine for that person that we say is too young, too small to do certain things to be at home and alone for 24 hours. I don't think that, especially you don't know what can happen. You don't know who can knock on their door. You don't know if that child's now going to go run and riot outside. They're still not developed in a way that I think that they're mature enough to be on their own for 24 hours.
I think it blatantly depends on the child. I can look at my niece, for example, when she was 16 compared to my younger cousin, 15, compared to my younger cousin when he was 15. Big difference in maturity. Very, very big difference. I love them both, but one of them was a lot more mature and could have run the house himself for weeks on end, and everything would have been fine and nobody would have known the difference. But I do understand what you're saying. Did the article actually say 24 hours?
No.
Yeah. I didn't think it
24
did.
hours.
Yeah. But the article didn't. It was just left at a certain time whilst the parents were out, innit?
Unattended, yeah. I don't. It probably wasn't even.
I think 24 hours is a stretch, though. I think that does take the.
I think it's Webster. I think it does stand to the level of maturity of the child that's being left alone. Because, as Mr. Wolf stated, there are children that are very, very, very capable of being left home alone for a number of hours and nothing will happen. And then there are some kids that you leave them alone for 10 minutes and they run riot. So it's the thing you have to gauge, I guess.
But a whole 24 hours, that's a whole day.
That's a long time still.
Yeah, when we were kids, we'd play out for half of that day. The other half would be in the house.
Yeah.
Sitting down, eating food, watching telly.
Well, half that day you're with your parent. They will know where you are.
If
They
you
know
were
what's
watching
going on.
telly for that half of the day, you ain't going to notice whether your mum or dad's around. If you were playing out, you ain't going to notice whether your mum or dad's around. So you're having fun. That's
But
your
it's-
day done.
But it's not your way, it's the other way, isn't
I'm
it?
not saying it's your way or that.
It's
Whatever
the-
way it
it's
is,
the
but I'm just
parent
saying how it
watching
is.
You, knowing that you're where you are, knowing that what you're doing, or kind of idea that they've let you out, not that you've just gone out. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but again, you can go out and your parents say, "All right, little so and so's gone out." They don't know where you've gone. They just know you've gone out. You could say, "Yeah, I'm going to so and so's house." You don't necessarily go to so and so's house. It's a level of trust. It's a level of maturity. It's changed over the years.
This feels massively cultural to me because
Yes.
It's very cultural.
because I was, I think I remember about 10 years old,
I was
Being
born
left-
in the city.
being left at home for not 24 hours, but like a couple of hours or whatever, or a few hours at the age of 10.
A couple of hours I get.
But
24 hours.
No,
At
24
10.
hours is a stretch.
Even a couple of
10
hours.
years old.
10.
Yeah, at 10. At 10.
For our culture, 10 is not a problem. But you
For
tell
me,
the people
yeah,
outside.
that's what I'm saying. For me, my cousin, she was like cooking rice and peas and at the age of 6.
As long as Nigerians have got stew in the house, being 10 is not a problem.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Stew and
like
bread.
all those kind of things. So for me, when I'm hearing 15-year-old, I mean, what's the age for entering the army to be in recruitment? You could do cadets at 16 or something like that, can't you? Like they're teaching you how to do adult things like kill people and shit. So at the age of 15, if you can't stay in the yard for a couple of hours at the age of 15, then something happened as far as I'm concerned. You get what I mean?
you, I'm gonna teach you how to kill people in the ass.
And shit,
Yeah.
yeah,
Were they
How
teaching
old
them
are you?
about transgenders?
How old are you? I'm 10,
At a
sir. I'm
younger
going
age.
to teach you how to kill.
exactly. So what is it? Primary school? They're teaching 4-year-olds about like that sexuality.
What's that got to do with staying in your yard for 24
No,
hours?
it's not about that.
You
It's
gotta
about
stay, if you stay 24 hours, you're going to turn transgender.
but it's about what we consider to be
Appropriate.
appropriate for what is a child subject? What is a child? That's
But it's not about subjects, is it? It's about being in your house on your own for 24
But you
hours.
have to define what a child is, because like Mr. Wolf said, it is down to the individual child and their level of maturity or what have you. But in this society, we tend to have a really strange way of classifying what a child is.
No, our problem in this society is that we give everybody the same level. You're this age, or you're that level. You're this thing, so you do this. Whereas in other countries, education-wise anyway, definitely, it's just your ability and how smart you are or how you move is where they put you in the level of society.
I guess to a degree, but with this, I mean, to me,
It happens here as well.
the other day I heard,
It happens here as well.
the other day I
No,
heard
it's not a done thing, does it?
that legally, children up to the age of 12 have to be in a booster seat. What kind of rubbish is that?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous new law that I just think is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, but that
foolishness
has
is
been in play for
Up
a
to the
long
age
time.
of 12.
Up to the
Yeah,
age of
yeah.
12,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
booster seat all the way up.
What the hell is that
Or
about?
I think they have to be or maybe a certain height as well.
Yeah,
What-
yeah.
but why?
It's down
But why?
to height and weight.
a booster chair. Why?
It's down to the whole crash test that they do.
Because it's
and
safe.
all that.
It's safer.
Yeah, it's a safety thing.
Man like me,
Yeah, regardless of, because I think we all have our own individual views of that. I think we all have memories of being lapped and lapping our younger cousins and whatever. So,
In the car.
but
9 in the car.
safety wise, is if you're at this particular height or whatever, then it's safer than if you're down there without a seatbelt kind of thing. So that's just it. It's just a safety issue.
at 12 though,
It's just a nanny state. Well, yeah.
It's mad.
But there are some
Unless-
8-year-olds that are bigger than 12-year-olds.
Yeah, I know. This genetically modified food is made of 12-year-old. The same
Someone's going to say these
Trust me.
Jamaicans, you know. The way you said it.
These Jamaican
As-
foods.
has made them quite tall. So yeah, I get what you're saying, but it will be the age of 12 or a certain height and weight. So I believe the height and weight will usually come before the age.
Just touching on the 24-hour thing again, I think that there are important parts or important stages of the day that maybe a parent should be around, and that is bedtime, when you're going to bed, maybe, and when it's time to eat.
I think that the reason why
Trust
society
you to involve food.
and the reason why society is very, very much in problems,
disarray.
young society is in disarray, is because parents are not now old enough to, not around now to pick up their children from school. I think so much trouble would be avoided if a parent picked their child up from school and took them home and dropped them to school as well.
There's two levels of that. There's picking the child up from school implicitly, and then there's being late to pick up a child from school. I think has similar effect.
What? Why?
Because when you're late to pick up the child is normally the last person or one of the last people.
I don't even have a problem with that.
But that gives feelings of
Shame.
Neglect.
No, I don't. I'm not even talking about a neglect level. I'm talking about not getting up to mischief. Most of the time, you see all these videos of these kids mashing up themselves. They're all still in their school uniform. When I go home and I see these kids, and most of them are in the chicken shop eating chicken before they even get home to eat their dinner. Do you know what I mean? All of these things could be avoided if the parent was able to be able to pick up their child from school and take them home.
And they can't do that because they're at
Well,
work.
look,
And that's the society that we currently live in. It's mad. You know, it's like a
it's
vicious
like
circle.
when you see like school children at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night still in their school uniform, that baffles me.
That's a problem.
Because that could never happen at my
yeah, but their parents are not
Yes,
home
it
yet.
did.
What are you talking about?
Listen, I'm older than you, and it was happening.
It was
in my
happening,
time.
man.
But what I'm saying is, you knew those people and you knew why it was happening. They had no order in the house.
Well, it still happened.
But it wasn't to the level that it's happening now.
Nah, man. I was one of the few that was going home like after school. Other children I know most of them was doing what they were doing.
Is it?
In their school, they're going to their friend's house. They're going to go do this because their parent hasn't got home yet.
No, man.
Some
like
of their
me,
parents weren't reaching home until 9 o'clock.
get home, shower, straight.
So, just to cap this thing off, then, if we all feel confidently that a 15-year-old can be at home for 24 hours, the parent shouldn't be done for neglect as much as it's not the ideal. At what stage, how many hours does it have to be the child is by themselves, 15, before you feel this is neglect now?
2 weeks.
Wow. Man wanted to take a whole holiday.
I was going
Left the child behind.
I thought I was going to say 2 hours or like 2 days, man.
I'm out. Look after yourself.
Let's put some bread on the
This,
side.
There's stew on the
how long is
stove.
neglect?
Yeah, how long is neglect? 15-year-old at home.
I think 24 hours plus. I mean, we spoke about,
So more than a day.
yeah, man, because
Hang on.
why are you not at home for a whole day as a parent?
What is the minimum time that a person has to be uncontacted for them to become missing?
48 hours.
Are you asking because you know the answer?
No, I'm asking what the answer.
Okay.
Is it 72 hours, isn't it?
It's 48.
It depends on the age. It's got to
Or does it
depend
depend
on
on
the
the
age.
state?
If you're a minor, then it's going to be a less time. If you're an adult, it's got to be like a day or 24 hours or 48 hours.
I think maybe if you're a minor, it's 24. If you're an adult, it's 72.
But how long would do you think it will be neglect? Don't worry about what the law says.
No, but I was going to base my answer off of that. I'm trying to anyway. How long do I think is neglect? I would say anything more than between 4 and 6 hours.
As a 15-year-old,
Yeah.
for me, a full shift and a journey to get home.
4 or 6 hours of being on their own is neglect.
For me, a
So
full
you think the
shift.
24 hours is neglect then?
Yeah, no, I said that. I said 24 hours is bordering.
Yeah.
It's bordering neglect. That is.
Definitely.
I
But
can
it's,
be
you're not bordering now. If you're saying that 4 or 5, 6 hours, that's more than bordering.
I'm saying
past the borderline.
4 and 6 hours, I would say, is what I'm comfortable with. Yeah.
So 10 hours is neglect. And because I'm saying, at what point do you feel it's
Yeah,
reasonable to say the authority should be involved, social services, police?
You didn't say all that. That's a different thing. Like social services should never be involved in this thing. Like right, if it's within 24 hours, never. Come on.
I think that a parent should be at home in a period of 24 hours.
So you're saying
Simple.
anything after 24 hours, social services, anything that should get involved.
Something like that. Why are you not in your house for a period of 24 hours as a parent?
Some people.
Tantric
You know
sex?
what? Yeah.
No, but you work, but you don't work for the whole
Yep,
day.
yes, I knew somebody, a mother. She had 3 children. So the youngest one was about 13, 14, but
Okay,
they did have older siblings that would be in and out of the house. But she worked 2 jobs. It was only 2, but she was a nurse in a hospital, and the second job,
which is 10 to 12
Yeah.
hours.
and the second job, she worked in a place where she used her nursing skills in another place where it wasn't a hospital, but it was something similar, and she worked all day.
So like she would
All
work
day.
for 18 odd hours.
She was gone all the time, and the middle child basically, because the older one was out there doing his thing, and the middle one was basically looking after the younger one.
That's crazy.
And
I know it's circumstances,
and
but
it was because of work. She had to make the bread to put the money on the table because nobody else was gonna put a roof over those children's head. She had to do that work.
When do you sleep though?
I don't know, but I think
always
that
felt
that's
so
slightly
sorry for her,
different,
man.
though.
She just worked so hard. She
I
was
think
just
that-
always working.
I think that's slightly different.
You was
Reason-
like, why are they not at home? Why is nobody not at home? There are people that work 24/7.
but that-
You don't.
No, but that child had 2 siblings, one that was in and out, and another one that was taking care of him.
We're talking about one
or
child
her.
on
We're-
their own. 15.
One child on their own.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about the aspect of you saying why is a parent not at home, and I'm
That
telling
is
you
possible.
why it can be that a parent is not at home.
That's fair.
There's people working their arse off. That we're blessed or lucky enough that to not be in that situation, or maybe that to not even know enough people that are in that situation. But there's people where they have to work X amount of jobs because maybe they don't get paid as much as they could with one.
There's people that foster their children.
So they have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to make enough money to pay the rent and get food.
There's people that foster their children just so they can go to work to make enough money to look after their children.
Or to study.
Okay, so you're saying 24. You're saying what now? We need social services.
With social services, then yeah, I'd have to agree 24 hours.
24. What's what you saying?
Yeah, 24 hours. How old was that kid in that film that was left on his yard? by
Home
himself?
Alone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He was
Who
about
cares?
7.
he managed.
He got to speak to Trump.
7 or 8. Yeah, but look how he ended up.
For me,
Yeah, they did it twice.
3 times.
for me to get police involved,
3 times.
to get police involved and social services involved, I'm saying 48 to 72 hours. I'm not saying 24 hours. To get police and social involved is a deep thing.
Wow. 2 to 3 days. Okay. And
As long as they're fed.
Stavros is
It's all right.
saying if it's a competent 15-year-old, and I know some competent 15-year-olds, I would say, yeah, the same as Wahala, 2 to 3 days. Maybe around, bit coming up to 2 days. Maybe not even around. But yeah, this thing about bringing in other parties is a big deal because then that's messing up lives potentially.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. It's an issue, man.
so yeah. Anyways, let's.
On
let's-
second thoughts, I agree with you.
all
On
right.
to the next question.
Okay. Why do good guys come last?
Because they're better at sex.
Because they're better at sex,
Yeah.
and that's why they come last.
He didn't get the joke.
You didn't get the joke. It flew over your shoulders.
No.
didn't it?
Come.
Straight up.
Oh,
Flipping
yes.
hell, mate.
I'm glad it went over my shoulders and not in my face.
Hey, Oi, dirty bastard.
Innuendo.
That's the thing. That's the thing about slow internet. It catches up eventually.
You get me?
That's not the whole question, though.
Yeah. So why do
That's
good guys come last, and what is the balance between being good and being bad, or being rough and being smooth, or being harsh and being clitoris-like? So let's talk about it.
Sensitive.
So the difference between Ralph Tresvant and Bobby Brown.
I don't know the difference between the two of them.
Yeah.
Ralph had a little bit of gangster in him in the end, though, at some point. Let me dash the thing on the floor when she left him.
Hey, don't be spoiling things.
Anyway,
Stavros says, "Good." I don't believe in the idea that good guys finish last. It don't work like that because I'm a good guy. I don't finish last. End of.
do you think you're what they'll classify as a good guy, though?
In my yes,
Not your Stavros world, in
yes.
your world.
I said yes.
Not in your Stavros world, like it's a completely different universe.
It's like Mario Brothers.
Wow, you go down the
He
drain.
goes down the drain and comes out in his own world.
Ask about me, innit? Ask about me. The women will say Stavros is a good man.
And the guys will say
That I'm sensitive, apparently.
the clitoris.
I I don't know. I agree. I don't think
It's a fallacy.
I don't think all nice guys finish last. I do think a lot of them do end up in the friend zone, though. I think a lot of them do end in that zone.
I think we're
Excuse
mistaking
me, wait, one
good
second.
guys for guys with no game.
To the left.
That's
to
true
the
then.
left. Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. That's the
Alright.
zone.
Fair enough. Guys with no game, if you want to put it that way. But guys with no game tend to be people that people
What is
classify
game?
as good guy.
What is game?
This is saying game could be seen as somebody that's trying to play a person.
Okay, all right. Stavros
No.
doesn't play women, but I think I have some sort of game, and I don't mean it in the way of
Peep game.
playing someone. I just mean it in having enough swagger or enough confidence about yourself to be able to get a woman to be interested in you to the point where you're not putting in the friend zone, and you're not dismissed like you're somebody I can just do anything with.
Yes.
Because I'm
Have
a
you ever
good,
been friend zone?
probably, but yeah, would have been early on in my life. Yeah, early on in my life, probably many times.
So with this friend zoning, I think I know what friend zoning is, but do you have to actively want to be in an intimate relationship beyond friendship with the person
Yes,
for them to be able
yes.
to put you in friend zone?
Otherwise, yeah. So in which case, then I wasn't friend zoned a lot then, because I wasn't.
No,
I
but
don't
have
know.
you been?
Yeah, he's all picking a lot. Yeah.
There's a girl that I asked out that refused me once.
She refused me. The way you make it sound, she refused me.
Never happened.
Like you went for a
before
bank
That's
loan.
the only time.
never happened.
You went to loan the
That
pussy.
is the only time.
She said no, rejected.
She's the only girl I've ever asked that, and she told me no.
Fair enough.
Careful.
So
mate,
it's
once.
and we were cool after.
When
So
you
is that being friend zoned?
No,
That's-
that's-
Perhaps.
I don't know if that's being friend zoned.
'Cause
Did
we-
you continue to want her?
Was you
No,
pining
no,
for
no,
her?
no,
No, then you're not friend
Fine,
zoned
man.
then.
I
If
thi-
you're
I
if
think
you
that-
ask cut down and you're just cool, then that's normal. You're friends, isn't it? If you ask, she cuts you down and then you continue to want her, and she continues to put you in a zone where you're not going to get it, then you're friend zoned.
Well, then I've never been friend zoned where it's like I'm pining for somebody.
Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
Yeah, I've never been pining for somebody and just not got them.
I think that game is charisma. That's it.
Okay.
You either got charisma or you haven't. Someone who is lacking game lacks charisma in my eyes.
Yeah.
So do you think
and
that
I don't think you need to be of a certain look either. I think you either have game or you have not.
Yeah. So you think that okay, going to the question then, yeah. So you think that a woman for you to be somebody that's a right man for a woman, you would have to have some form of charisma. Well,
I think
we
it
want to
depends-
ascertain
I think
what
it depends.
what is a balance in it. What do you want? Do you want to be that rough guy that don't take no shit from no woman, blah blah blah, and then, or do you want to be the guy that is very empathetic, very kind?
You can be both.
Well, there's
everything.
different types.
These
of
I'm
char-
asking,
there's
what's the
different types of
balance, innit?
charisma,
No,
innit? There's-
the two you did there were not mutually exclusive. You can be both. I can be the sensitive, nice guy that doesn't take nonsense.
Slap you in your face, but rub your feet.
Rub your feet. Damn it. Anyway, I think with regards to, I don't know, man. I just think that I think the real I think that good guy thing is there, man.
It's not
I think
there.
it's there.
No.
I think it's there. So you're saying what? So you're saying these guys are not good guys? They're just guys with no game.
Yeah, because you have bad guys that finish last. We're talking about with women, yeah.
Which bad guys? Bad guys always seem to find themselves a vagina, you know.
We're not talking about in life they finish last. We're talking about in terms of getting the woman and getting what they may want with the woman, a relationship or some sort of sexual gift. Yeah?
Bad guys get lust. The good guys get love.
Do they? Do the good guys get love?
Yeah.
I don't know about that either.
and then they get beaten.
I think a lot of good guys.
Oh my days.
I think a lot of good guys.
Eat the cake out of me.
I think a lot of good guys are not.
My days.
I think a lot of good guys are not.
So it's
I think a lot of guys are not actually making it. You know. I think there's a lot
Some
of
good cake.
good guys that think they got to the point where they think that the girl likes them, and I think that they might actually just be the last resort.
Just don't confuse being a chump with being a good guy. That's all I'm saying.
So do you think there's a lot of chump men out there then?
Yeah. No. Well,
How would you help a chump man? What would you say to a chump that you saw he was getting told that he was a chump, and you could see that he was a chump.
Man, get your feet off your shoulders. Fix ups.
Get your feet
Do
up.
better. Be better.
Listen here, chump. No.
No, on a level though.
All right.
How do you,
If I meet a man who I feel is letting a woman take him and play him for a fool,
millionaire.
yeah, then Stavros will tell the person, listen, this person is taking you for, she's doing to you what you're allowing her to do to you. You have to have your own self-esteem to know that I shouldn't let a woman just use me to take me out here, there, and everywhere. And then when I want something in return, she says no. When I want to go out with her to do something for me, she says no. But when she calls me to do something for her, I'm always there. You have to realize that your self-worth is more important than just being there for this woman. So if you're saying that I'm putting her before me, then you need to reevaluate your situation and your life. So Stavros is saying that it stems from how you feel about yourself first. Once you understand that you're important, your worth is whatever it is, then you won't allow a woman to put you in the friend zone and be pining for her. You'll realize, okay, this girl doesn't like me, and that's fine. Let me move on and find a girl who does. Let me not be standing here pining for her like some punk, bitch ass punk.
Punk,
bitch ass punk?
Yeah,
Wow.
man. That's it. So it's about you. It's not about the person. It's not about the other person. It's about you. What are you allowing the person to do to you? Because they can only do what you allow them to do. Like they said in the score, the Foodies album, if you let somebody kick you 5 times, they'll kick you 5 times, etc., etc. If you break off their foot, there's no more kicking going on, and that's how it is.
That's it. Yes.
So look at yourself. Get your feet off your shoulders.
I got no advice for chumps. I think chumps are a very important part of the ecosystem. They allow the
The sharks,
the prevalence of women to
the predator.
keep turning. So punks are a very necessary part of the ecosystem.
You know what? Yeah, you know how they always say.
It's actually true, though. Isn't
You know,
it?
yeah, but you know how we always say that the people that women that always classify as that people classify as hoes always end up with getting married. And all that
You
stuff.
say that.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do,
yeah.
man.
Listen,
They do. And people that people classify as hoes
They
always seem to land on their
I think-
feet and their vagina.
I spent secondary school and college worrying about hoes because I would befriend hoes. I just would. I don't know why. I just always did. I found them to be more honest.
Yeah. They say they say that
not
you
like
can't
that.
turn a hoe into a housewife.
Bullshit.
But you can.
That's the most
Because
ironic statement.
It's,
Like,
it's
oh
weird,
my
innit?
days,
Because with all the love that we have for the hoes out there, you know, we've met a few hoes in our time. I'm sure the lads will co-sign that. And a lot of hoes have found men and settled down because maybe they've experienced plenty of penis and
Put it this way.
they've
You show a hoe the
managed
right
to
house, she'll
find.
move in.
You understand?
Okay.
And then a lot of the good girls who have waited and maybe are trying to maneuver their way around the right guy who fits their bill. Maybe are the ones that are still single.
They are. But what reason why I asked this question is: do you think that these same chumps are gonna end up like the so-called whores or hoes or whatever,
But that's why I said.
and find themselves in a relationship in the end? Do you reckon?
But this is what I'm saying. This is why I said they're an important part of the ecosystem. Because the thing about ecosystem is no condition. It's a Nigerian saying. No condition is permanent. So things are constantly evolving and constantly moving around. So you're the chump today, and then as a result of being a chump, unless you're a mad person, by nature you try different things. And if different things don't work, you try different things. If you're staying there doing the same thing over and over and over and failing, then you still are a very important part of the ecosystem. We need you.
I think what you find is that people pair up with like for like kind of
So
thing.
you're saying a chump man will find a chump woman?
In very harsh terms, yes.
God, yeah.
So no, they don't end up single. They find somebody that they feel
Everybody
is on their
ends
level.
up. Everybody ends up with somebody eventually,
Webs.
which is weird because there's more women than men. I don't know how that works out.
Dogs, innit? I mean, yeah.
Wait, what?
What? I didn't say that. Today's chump could be tomorrow's king, but it depends on the dynamic of the relationship
Not
as
if
well.
I'm in a room.
But they won't be able to see nothing because your darkness just.
your ego is something else, Tavros.
Yeah, I'm looking up at it now. It's quite kind of high.
So you're looking at them as beaters and you're the alpha, so they must bow down in that room.
I didn't put it that way. Sorry,
That's what you're
Webbs,
saying,
Webbs,
though, innit?
Webbs. Let me not interrupt you. Carry on.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it is what you're saying. Yeah, I just say it depends on the dynamic of the relationship. Because some people want to be loved and some people want to be beaten. Yeah, that's it.
Any BSM or BDSM, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Budusi. But they can pussy.
I was talking about sadomasochistic behaviors, but fine.
But to see it is.
What's the next question? Brother Staff.
Okay, last question then. Recently, a Drake album was, or a playlist, I don't know what playlist it's meant to be, but a Drake album was released, which completely overshadowed Rick Ross's one that just released a few days before. Oh, I'm sorry. Because Rick Ross, I was listening to that Rick Ross album until Drake come out. And then
I've heard the Rick one once.
Exactly, fully got relegated, and then basically this Drake album has a few UK what do you call them contributions. Yeah,
It's not just rappers. He's got singers as well.
He's got a couple of singers and a couple of rappers, as far as I'm concerned. That's what I know of. And then also Black Coffee from South America. I mean, South America, you know, South Africa. Big up Black Coffee. And what has happened was that Giggs, who's on 2 tracks, was being roasted by the American listeners on Twitter and on,
it wasn't just
on
Giggs.
social media.
They was roasting Skepta as well, man.
Skepta got a little bit. Trust me, I've been paying attention. This has been my entertainment for those 2 days. I was entertained fully. And Skepta got it a little bit in the beginning, and then it kind of just eased off Skepta a little. Because trust me, if you put Skepta in search and put Giggs in search, it's a completely different thing. So yeah, Skepta got it a little bit, but Giggs was the main focus, especially with his Batman line. And basically, Americans were just saying Giggs is rubbish. Who is this guy?
What is this Batman
We
line?
can't understand. He said it
at the end
in
of the
many
song.
songs.
It just goes Batman.
No, it says Batman. Dana, dana, dana.
It's got nothing to do with the rest of the bars that he's spitting, or maybe it does, but I just don't understand why he's put it there. So I can't defend that bar.
On Giggs' behalf, he's on his first big song. He mentions Batman. All of his boys is dressed in
Same
black
color as Batman.
or something. Like that. And then in a very good song with JME, he says not a different, exactly the same line. Batman, dana, dana, dana.
Yeah, true.
Man, don't care about all that. But his verse of that was wicked. The thing is, his verse, unfortunately, in these Drake songs, were not
His best verses.
Yeah, they're not his best verses.
They're not terrible, but they're not his best
Recently,
verses.
because I'm not the biggest Giggs fan anyway, yeah. And recently, I think he's roasted every track he's been on. In 2016, he roasted everybody. Yeah, Kano.
No. No.
Is it Wiley?
No.
JME?
No.
Skepta. It's like, wow, man was just properly. And
He murdered Jeremy, but he never murdered my man KA. Don't.
He. I think he murdered the track then.
Pussy and rum is a rider for real OGs.
MCs.
Sorry, MCs. That's it. That's it. He murdered the whole song with the first bar. That's it. The song was murdered after that. Okay. And then when he picked up DEE, that was it. That was the end of the whole thing.
Pussy and rum is a rider for real MCs.
But anyway, irrespective of that, he's been coming, in my view, correct in the last year.
But his album's not the best.
And then I listened to the album once, and that was that.
You know, I'd never really listened to Giggs before, and then one time I was around one of my cousins, a younger cousin, who's turn 30 soon. We must have made mention. He goes like, "Man, don't know about Giggs," you know. And I'm like, "Come on, now, Giggs." Then he started like reading off lyrics of Giggs, and I'm thinking to myself,
"Man's got bars.
This man knows every single one of this guy's bars."
He's still got probably top 3 biggest tunes, UK tunes, hip hop, grime ever. Talking the Hardest is one of the biggest.
A lot of people are calling him the Prime Minister of grime, you know. I like that.
They call him the landlord.
Prime Minister, you can't. And basically, anyways, the Americans were gunning Giggs, saying this dude's rubbish. Is this what the UK have? We can't understand what you're saying. These lyrics is trash. Perky breasts, turkey presents. I like the lyrics in this, but and then the UK stood up and said, "Nah, fam, we ain't having this."
Yeah, they weren't having it. But it's a disrespect, though. Come on, stop. Listen, they have man that's got. That's how the man raps, yeah. That's how the man raps. And you're gonna tell man from the UK that you can't understand us. Some of their jokes was funny though, because there was one guy that said that when the UK is talking about bringing out guns, they bring out the barrel guns where they put the the big barrel ones that you put the gunners.
No, what he said was when UK mans are talking about the burner. They bought out this one cannon. Old one pop gun, and when they talk about the chopper, then he's the Gatling gun.
Yeah, the Gatling. That man was taking a mick, but
I was laughing.
Weren't having it.
I was laughing. Those two, they were funny.
But UK was not having it. And you know what? Again, I'm going to salute the UK for this, because we back our artists at the moment. We're backing the actors and we're backing the MCs. Because to be honest, I'm saying this now. Americans are threatened by us. Right now, I think Americans are threatened by the UK. Blatantly.
Standard.
I think at the moment they're seeing that their dominance in certain things is still there. But no, they're becoming a bit redundant to everybody outside of the UK. The people outside of the UK, outside of the US. The people outside of the US are starting to say, you know what, ban them now. We're just going to do our own thing. And I think that's not even just the UK. I think there's other areas are starting to feel like that a bit more.
Mr. Wolf, your face as Wahala's been talking has been fantastic. What have you got to say?
No, I'm listening.
You never thought of it before?
No, I have, but I co-sign it. I don't think that they're threatened by us. I just think that they're starting to realize that we don't care about them anymore, and especially with the fact that these guys, because I don't really follow Twitter that much, and apparently the Twitter onslaught on the UK was pretty hard. I don't know how they can come out and say those kind of things when the current crop of hip-hop artists or so-called hip-hop artists from America is just crap. It's poor, and
very poor.
And I think that the current crop of rappers.
You
coming
think so?
out,
Some people will say J. Cole's not crap. They'll say Drake is not crap.
Drake
is not even from America.
They'll say
listen,
Drake is not even from America.
From Canada.
I forgot.
Kendrick, Joey Badass.
There are a good handful.
They're not the biggest.
There are a good handful
Freddie Fox
of hip hop artists out of America that are good, but when you compare them to the ones of yesteryear, they're average as far as I'm concerned. And then you've got these guys, trap music, whatever you call it, and they can't even put two bars together that make any sense.
So what are you saying? They dropped the ball. Is that what you're saying? They let hip hop down. Is that what you're saying?
They have.
Not only did they drop the ball, as they went to get it, they kicked it.
Exactly. because it's true. Because what I'm saying is that the crop of hip hop artists coming out of the UK, bruv, they're excellent.
Bro,
you have to take your hat off to them, and I think that they're very naive.
Name three
who?
of these excellent UK artists.
Kano, Giggs, Skepta is okay, but Stormzy's the main man though, really, at the moment.
Stormzy's album is better than most of the albums I've heard for a long time from these guys.
From anywhere. And that includes America as well. And these people, they're so naive and they're so cocooned.
I don't listen to Stormzy's album anymore, by the way.
Well, that's you, boy.
Yeah, but my thing is that America's so cocooned that they don't really realize or think that there's anything else out there that is worthy of listening to. So I don't think that they've even heard the albums.
It's the same thing.
And what I like, sorry, hold your thought. What I really like about Drake and what he's doing, he's embraced the UK.
Okay.
He has put UK artists on heat, and he didn't have to.
Not just UK though.
All right. So the question was brought up. Is Drake a culture vulture, or is he just trying to empower other cultures? He's done it with Nigeria and Wizkid. He's done it with South Africa and Black Coffee. He's done it with the UK and Giggs and Skepta. He's done it with Jamaica with whichever artist he picked from Jamaica.
Popcorn.
I think Drake, I salute him for that. I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but for that movement, I'll take my hat off to him. Because he doesn't have to do that.
I want to talk about the irony of us saying that we should work together and pull together and what have you, and someone doing that, and then we call it them a culture vulture.
No, we're asking.
Well, okay, we're asking.
We're asking if he's a culture vulture.
But that's what's happened to him. He's been called a culture vulture. That is the news for him right now. Like, that's popular opinion.
Only us from our background are gonna come out of that.
I don't call him a culture vulture.
I don't consider him either.
I call him
a roadman.
No, I call him a man that doesn't respect culture. He just does what he wants, basically. He decides one morning. I think he's what did I call him? I call him the first transculture guy, So he wakes up in the morning and picks a culture, and that's what he runs with that day.
Well, maybe that shows the respect.
Yeah, I think
rather
it's
than
got
the
respect.
disrespect.
But you would, I did say this on Twitter the other day. You will see him in Stamford Hill with a Yamaka with a Stone Island logo on it. That's how
Do you know
he
what
is.
someone in the barbershop said just the other day? Drake can walk through London and and he is not threatened. People are not going to try and steal his chain. People actually respect what he's done and the movement that he's pushing with the UK.
So hold on. Are you saying that he's got the keys to the city?
I don't know about the keys to the city.
Not like that, but I think that
People
people.
want
once
you.
he
I think people
He gets a
respect
pass.
him
He gets a
differently.
pass.
I think people respect him differently
Hang on, so hold on.
compared to before.
Not to digress too far, but who would you say has got the key to the city?
What, London?
Yeah.
What, from overseas?
No, from over here. Which amongst our artists has the key to the city?
What do you mean by the key to the city?
As in,
Explain.
like, there's 30 that, like...
Gigs. Gigs is one of the most certified mans they will have in this whole of London anyway.
He can move anywhere in
He can
London.
move anywhere.
And nothing ain't nothing and nothing
Because
ain't.
Gigs is known.
Stavros can move anywhere. Forget all this key to the city business. I'll go north, south, east, west.
I think he's talking about celebs.
I'll go overseas and walk wherever I
I'm
want.
talking about celeb. Like, when I say key to the city, I mean... It's one thing to
I'll
not,
Millie Rock on any block.
it's one thing not to be known and to walk through an area, and it's another thing to have your face plastered on TV. Everybody knows you from here to Buckinghamshire. If you can bop while you do that, and
Okay.
no security, no the rest of it.
I've
Yeah, I don't need the keys to see. I just bore through.
Hashtag 30. That's what I'm talking
most
about.
grime artists can do that.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think it's a bit of a redundant question because we're not living in a society where most of these guys aren't respected.
You don't think so?
The majority of them
Post Cold Wars on that.
Nah, I don't think it falls with them. I think them are repping the UK and people are just repping with them.
Yeah, as we mentioned on a podcast a couple of weeks ago, we're backing our own, and I think it's got to the point where yes, Stormzy's from south, but he's got no problem going to north. Yes, Wiley's from east, but he's got no problem going to west. That's just what I feel.
Times have changed, boy. It's a good look, but times have changed.
Yeah, that
bro.
was different because everybody was separate before.
Yeah.
Now these UK artists are not being separate anymore. They're all coming together and making one unit. We're just saying we're doing our thing and that's it.
And that's the good
They
thing
still have
about
the
British music.
Yeah, they still have their clashes in between. Of course, people are still beefing with each other. Like Chip beats with somebody every week. Chip's got a beef with somebody every week.
Yeah.
But they're still, as a collective, saying, you know
Chip
what?
works in an abattoir.
You still, as a collective, going against everyone else, and that is what I liked about Twitter. Twitter was not look; they were proper going at them. They was giving examples. They like I don't know how many what's the radio one? The offset of radio one for the blacks.
One extra.
One extra. The one extra things must have gone up by like views on YouTube must have gone up by 100 because people were just tweeting all of the one extra freestyles, all of the fire in the booths, all of the 60 minutes of things. Everybody like, are you mad? Have you heard this? Have you heard that? Have you seen this? Have you seen Wretched this? The thing about it, as much as I like Gigs in certain aspects, as I said, I like him on features. He was the wrong person to put out for me if you're going to represent the UK on that scale.
Okay, question. Which three UK artists, if you were Drake's consultant, would you say put them on your album?
Right now,
Stormzy,
yeah, Stormzy,
because the heat is on him, and Kano, man.
Stormzy, Wretch
to put
Free,
Kano in.
Stormzy,
And
Wretch Free 2, and Kano.
Yeah.
Those are the three I would have picked.
Webbs?
Kano, 3-2. Yeah, I say Stormzy as well.
Wow, is that deep? And so that's your three as well, Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, that's what I said as well.
So that's three
I
on the
said that in
table.
tandem. I said it in tandem.
So
And Simple Simon is going to be different. I can see the face.
Because you know what?
you're dwelling on
We had an episode where we talked about grime artists and we named our top 5 or whatever, right? And I made a massive mistake in that I completely didn't mention 2 people that I should have really mentioned.
amend it, correct it,
So
rectify the situation.
you joker. One of them is Big Nasty.
Big Nasty's not that good.
What?
Big Nasty's not that
Are you
good.
being serious? Big Nasty.
Big
Oh
Nasty's
my
not that good.
days. One of them is Big Nasty and the other one is Trim.
I don't know who Trim is even.
You don't know who Trim is?
I've heard, but I don't think I've heard any of his songs.
He was on Mike Skinner. He features on a Mike Skinner tune. You know,
I know
the one where he says waving the
Stavros-
finger from that
Stavros is-
distance.
That line, I love it. I love that line so much. It could potentially be the best grime line I've ever heard.
I can't remember it.
Yeah, because it wasn't on an album. It was on like a single.
On one of his mixtapes.
Cyberspace and Reds.
Yeah. I've got that, but I don't remember that.
That verse, because I don't know the Trim guy, but I know that verse. It was phenomenal.
Was he part of Roadie?
Yeah.
Okay, I do know.
Trim is a bad boy MC.
I do know.
Trim is a bad boy MC.
All right, but that's still the answer to this question. So this question is: if you had to put 3 man on Drake's album, which 3 mans would you pick? Because there's 2 MCs anyway on 3 of his songs. So Giggs is on 2 of his songs as well.
Yeah, Giggs on 2 songs. Yeah.
So
But I'm just saying 3 MCs.
Yeah, it was probably the same list as you lot.
Wow. So you said Rich Free to Stormzy.
No, actually, I
What was everyone said?
I might have put Chipmunk in there, you know.
and Red Free to Stormzy and Kano.
Stavros is gonna go last, and so you're putting Kano in there instead of. Sorry, you said Chip.
I would say
instead
Chip.
of who?
Shit. Yeah, instead of Chips, instead of Wretch. Sorry, yeah.
What?
I think so. No, Wretch. I'm not saying that Wretch is not hard because Wretch is bad. Nah. But I think
They've already seen Chip, you know. Chip's been out there on T.I.'s label and did what he's thing in America.
But
so,
what I'm saying to you is this. Yeah, you're talking about 3 mans that represent the scene, our scene. Yeah.
No, I'm saying 3 man that I would put out on that album.
Yeah, but the reason why you put them out on the album because they're representing the scene, right?
I just reckon they're the 3 best people to be on that album.
Yeah, but they are representing the scene. That's why we just said Giggs wasn't the right. In fact, you said Giggs wasn't the right person to represent.
Because I don't think he would.
So the question was, who were the right 3?
So I'm
And
saying,
Simple
if
is saying-
you're talking about representing the scene, then you want the dynamics of this team. So I'm saying Kano can deliver you a Wretch 3-2-esque experience. Maybe not to the same level with the poetry. Maybe not to the same level with the poetry, but you could forgive, if you had a Kano, you could forgive not having a Wretch.
I don't think so.
Yeah? Then I would say Chipmunk is the UK's version of Cassidy. Yeah? Or maybe even Cannabis, who basically, he can body you in freestyling all day long. And
I think he's better than both of them.
He'll pick fights. But again, so this is why I'm saying you put him there.
I think Chip is better than both Cannabis and
Cassidy.
And Cassidy. Well, that's
the
what
reason why I
I'm
said that. I'm not saying in a battle. In a battle, he might lose. But I'm talking about people that can make songs. Those guys can't make songs the same way that Chip can make a song.
Yeah, okay. But I'm saying I'm using him as representation as well for the
Anyway,
scene.
go on,
and
go
then
on.
the last person was Stormzy. Again, because I would say because of the fire that he's got at the moment. And one thing I like about Stormzy is you can understand what he's saying. He delivers his bars very, very clearly.
Complete clarity.
Yes.
Him and Kano as well. Kano's complete clarity.
And that is where their success comes from. That is why people who are...
you know the thing with Stormzy?
People like Gets who are really like hard, the problem that they had is people couldn't understand their bars
the
before.
problem the reason why Stormzy is so popular is because people like Stormzy.
As a person, yeah.
They like Stormzy.
He's a likable character as well.
He's the type of man that you
But
can relate to him.
he's got good songs though.
He's also got good songs, but people like
Shut
Stormzy.
up.
People like Stormzy.
Okay,
And I'm gonna let you say you're free, and I'm gonna say who I actually think would be the best person to be on Drake's album.
Go on.
Okay, Stavros is saying I like Chip. I'm just gonna put the people that I like as opposed to necessarily the people that I think
know
would best
who you're going
represent.
to pick.
Well, let him pick it. No?
I'm not gonna say the streets.
Oh, okay.
No. I
Stand corrected.
don't think he would have fit well on the Drake song. So
Go on.
I'm not gonna flop the game like Giggs did. So Chip gets because I think that
He'll eat everybody.
Oh man,
He'll eat anybody on that track.
Man.
Bodied.
I've just said, oh man, and who else would I put? I don't want to put Stormzy, but it seems like it's right.
the done thing.
To be honest, I put Skepta there because Skepta's his boy, so I'd let Skepta be on the track as well.
But Skepta disappointed me more than Giggs
Why?
because Skepta's verse wasn't Skepta. That is what I thought. When I heard it, I'm like, this is not Skepta. This is not how Skepta spits. He was like, he Americanized himself a little bit to fit that album, and I was like,
Nah, he's got different styles because like he's done something recently which sounded pretty similar to that.
yeah, I didn't feel Skepta when I heard it. I was like, this is not the Skepta that I know I love. But the person that I actually think would have smashed that album to pieces is Shaka.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
I think if Shaka was on the Drake song, because he could have done, he doesn't have to rap, he could have just done the choruses or whatever. I think Shaka would have smashed it. And I
Shaka doesn't rap though.
Huh?
Shaka sings.
I know.
Yes, okay. So
But I'm saying who I think would be the best person.
He has rapped before.
He has rapped. But for the best person to rep UK on that album would have been Shaka.
For real, actually.
I think he would have smashed it. And I think that Shaka, potentially, if he gets through, could be a massive artist. Man.
Shaka's very good.
Very good.
but
Him and his new song with Gets.
You're saying potentially because Shaka's been around for a long time. It's like
He's putting in work, but he's chipping away.
Is he like the Leslie? What's his name again? Ryan Leslie. Is he
Ryan
like
Leslie.
Is he like a Ryan? He's a Ryan Leslie, isn't it?
I don't really know who this Ryan Leslie guy is.
Ryan
But he
Leslie.
makes bare money and he sells bare records. But I don't really know any of his songs.
Addicted.
You do know his
What's Addicted?
With was it Cassie? Was it Cassie?
He's the one that
yeah.
bought in Cassie.
Cassie. Yeah.
Before Puff said, "I'll take
Diamond
that."
I don't know that song.
I'll
Girl,
take
my
that.
diamond girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that Ryan
There you go, that's
Leslie?
Ryan Leslie.
Alright, that's the only song I know from him then.
No, you know Addiction as well. You know.
I don't know this Addiction song you're
You'll
talking
know it
about.
when you hear it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know when you.
But for me, Shaka's got he will
Shaka's
bangers.
bad.
Bangers.
What's it?
The song that he did with Wretch, man.
I like the Elephant one. He did a house song.
Yes,
over and
he's bad, and I think
wicked,
that
wicked.
if he was on the Drake's album, he would have done the Trey songs on it, and he would have made it better.
He did a remix to a street song as well. Blinding Lights.
Blinded
By Lights. He did a remix to that. Bad tune. The tune's bad. He raps over that one.
You know what?
He's good.
Stav, going on what Stav said, actually, I know he wouldn't pick, but it'd be interesting to hear a collab between Drake and Skinner.
Nah, he wouldn't.
It'd be interesting.
Hang on. We even forgot a Carla. This is wrong.
No, I didn't forget a Carla.
You see what?
I didn't forget. it.
Seriously?
No, if I would put a Carla on somebody else's album, I wouldn't put him on Drake's album.
Fair enough.
If you was asking me who I
right.
put on Kendrick's album or who I put on J. Cole's album, I'll put a Carla.
Yeah.
That's the man I'll put a Carla on.
Carla with
And
Kendrick would be
Kalashnikov.
Oh, K. Lash the
Lash
last
the
car.
clock neck off.
Are you mad? See, there's certain mans I'll put on certain albums, innit?
Imagine Kalashnikov and Kendrick Lamar
Yeah.
on the same track. Are
See?
you mad?
So somebody like De La Soul, I'll put Ty on their album. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's certain
yeah,
people
yeah.
that you put on their albums, but for that Drake album, I'm telling you, in fact, to be honest, Kano might. I think Kano's better than Drake so much that he might not even fit on that album. I think I was gonna put if I'm gonna put Kano on somebody's album, I'll probably put him on Jay-Z's album. You know,
Raw.
I'll put him on
Jay
Jay-Z's
Z
album.
did large him up.
Yeah, I'll put him on a proper big boy album. I say,
Jay Z
Have
said
a-
he's
have
the
a go,
best
son.
out of the UK.
how I go?
Jay-Z said he's the best out of the UK.
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know if that resonates with me though.
I put Chip with Jay-Z.
You put Chip with Jay-Z?
Yeah.
I will put Chip. See, I want to put Chip with Jay-Z. I'll put Chip with somebody like Kendrick again. Those type of man. That type of song. I think he'll be better with them. But I would love to hear a Jay-Z Kano song.
Okay, let's wrap this one up. Church notes, socials, and our goodbyes. Let's start off with Web Slinger.
In the book according to Webbs, I'd like to say that the Lord will find you on
He will.
social media at
Amen.
Instagram, at Actor, Twitter, Webslinger, Facebook, at Actor. Can I get an amen?
Hallelujah. A sin is sin is sin.
I love to preach tonight.
The red. Hot. Revival.
Simple something, please.
I want to take this opportunity to talk to the people sitting in the front, the people who are sitting in the middle, those people who are sitting way over there in the back. I want to let you know
Let them know.
today. Simple Simon FB on Twitter. Get at me.
Are we all doing this now?
Yeah.
Because I'm Nigerian. We don't do it like that.
So, brother Wahala, what could you have to say to the congregation?
You must give to receive. You must give to receive. If you give me Twitter following on Big Wahala, you will receive follows from everyone else. You must give to receive. The Lord has given to you to give to me. I beg you, give me follow.
Amen.
Amen. Jesus. You started that one auntie there. Jesus.
Put the blood of Jesus on everything.
Let's hope that. Let's see if God has put enough power in Mr. Wolf's body to him to remember his Twitter handles.
Yes, Mr. Wolf.
Everybody put their hand out and touch Mr. Wolf.
I can feel the power. Just I feel the power. Oh. I feel the power. The power says it's Yemi online on Twitter. Yeah.
Yes, we thank him.
Shatamashanga.
Power is saying it's Yemi's Insta.
Hey. Shatamashanga.
Even though I think-
number.
I think
Even
that's
though I
actually
think that's
wrong.
wrong.
Exactly.
But who cares, man? You know what I'm saying? Peace,
Even
love,
God can't help this man.
crease, and love in between, baby. This is Mr. Wolf in the house. Follow, review, pass on the message to those who do not know about ESN, because we will be here next week. And yeah, it was good to be here tonight, man. Love.
Okay, I'm Stavros Boss. Catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere. And collectively, you can catch us on the social medias at ESN Podcast. And on Facebook, specifically at ESN Podcasts with an S. So that's facebook.com/ESN Podcast with an S.
Email us on esnpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, with your questions, comments, please. Also, once you're on your podcatchers, i.e. iTunes and Acast and Stitcher and SoundCloud, please rate us, review us, star us, like us, and share us, because we want to be shared and liked and loved. Thank you.
You look quite satanic when you're talking that.
Oh yes. Oh yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, episode 13 is done. Peace.
And remember, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Taking a trip downtown.
Terry Crews.
White girl.
Yes.
Have you even seen that song?
Teresa Cruz.
I will walk 500 miles and I will walk 500 more just to be that man that walked 1,000 miles to knock down at your door. La 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 la.
£1 fish, very, very nice. Very, very nice. £1 fish.